From the WDWL TV multiplex, live from the Sidewalk Studio, we proudly present the pride of the station, the Two Grumpies, starring the grumpy old man. Oh, that would be me. And the grumpy vulture. Come here and take your bow. Oh, very nice, very nice. What's that smell? Smells like vinegar. Oh, what did cider vinegar on top of it. Oh, gee, go back in your corner. I just can't explain that bird. If it isn't the stinky shampoo, yesterday perfume, today cider vinegar. Oh. I have a friend that knows I love goofy, gimmicky things, okay? So, let's get with it, Grumpy. Jesus Christ, every goddamn night. There, the grumpy old man. So today, I get this package. This has got to be the neatest thing. I open the package up, and it's a light bulb. The neat thing is, it's a USB light bulb. Ta-da! It's got a neat little hook on it. You could hang it. I was like, oh, Grumpy got an idea. Yeah, it is the neatest thing. A USB LED. That's the new style LED light filaments. In a plastic bulb, thank God. Got a little neat little hook on the end. You can hang it up. It's got about 10 feet of line on it. Oh, I was like, this is the neatest thing. I'm gonna hide the cord one of these days. I'm gonna fish it up and I'm gonna go, look, I can turn on a household light bulb just by thinking. Take two. And have the cord, tucked up so nobody could see it. And I go, watch this. I'm going to touch my head and the light bulb. Yeah. How did you do that? Yeah, the coolest thing. I can't wait to play with it. Yeah, he knows I'm into goofy stuff like that. It arrived, of course, not only after Christmas, after New Year's. But at least he was honest. He said it was on a closeout shelf at his local drugstore. I was like, uh-huh. So it was probably originally like $5 or $6, marked down to like 50 cents, and he went, oh, I'll spend $50 on the crab-ass old man, Yeah. I'm going to have to email him back and tell him, if you see any more, grab them. I'll gladly pay for them. I'd I'd like to give a few of them as gifts myself. But, oh, yeah, I took that out of the box. I was like, oh, Grumpy can have some fun. Yeah, I'm like a little kid when it comes to toys. Speaking of toys, sometime kids, what they have to say, you'd like to fucking strangle them. But on the other side of the coin, what they say is so hilarious. So, having a chat with a friend of mine, and he says to me, he says, you will not believe what I found in the attic. My old Tinker Toy set. I was like, whoa, really? God, I haven't seen Tinker Toys in 60 years. So, there were a couple of kids. His grandson was there, and a couple of his grandson's friends were over, And they heard the conversation we were having. And his grandson says to one of his buddies, he goes, you know what Tinker Toys are? He says, no, I never heard of Tinker Toys. And then the other kid that was with him said, yeah, I've heard of them. They're prehistoric Legos. I didn't know whether to smack the shit out of them or laugh my ass off. Tinker Toys, prehistoric Legos. Where do these kids come up with this shit? Just off the top of his head, he went, oh yeah, Tinker Toys, prehistoric Legos. Then I'm thinking to myself, I'm not that fucking old. Prehistoric Legos. Although, I wish I had my Tinker Toys. My grandfather got me, you got the original set. And then they had the expansion sets. So that, you could build a goddamn, Windsor Castle. I had a boatload of them. Of course, over the years, pieces start to come up missing, and you look at that box full, and you're like, oh, not thinking, if you'd have held on to them, what they'd be worth today. The item I wish I would have held on to was my erector set. Because with my grandfather being connected with the West, they called him the mayor of the market down the West Side Market. He had connections everywhere. And there was this one guy that sold toys. And he had access to every expansion kit that they made for the erector set. When they would show the big-ass crane and the motorized crane that you could build, I must have had every piece they ever made for an erector set. I had motorized this and motorized that. Over the years, my mother was like, garbage. That was like, a buddy of mine started collecting baseball cards when he was like 5 years old. So we're talking, 56, 57. He had every rookie card from every player from like 56, 50, every year. Whatever team. He comes home one day. I don't know, he's like in his 30s, late 40s. Goes over to his mother's house and he goes, is my baseball card collection still up in the attic? And his mother says, baseball cards? I threw them out years ago. Oh my God, I thought he was going to commit murder. The money that because his baseball cards were pristine. He would, you got him in bubblegum packs, Every card that he didn't have, he had a plastic case for it to store it in, to protect it. He had boxes and boxes of baseball cards in those plastic protectors. I really thought he was going to commit murder because he ran into a guy that was a baseball card dealer. And he goes, my cards go back to like 1955. And he says, every card I've got is pristine. And then he goes home to his mother's house. She's like, I threw that shit away years ago. He's like, oh. But who would have thought that those were going to be valuable? Same thing. If I would have kept some of the cars that I had, I'd have been in big bucks. I had the hell was that, 65 Galaxy 500 XL convertible. It wasn't pristine, but it was nice. I had a 1952 Ford two-door sedan. And a 59 Thunderbird. Now none of them were museum quality, but they were really nice vehicles. Stuff like you see barn finds, They buff them out, they put some chrome on them, and voila! Who'd have thought? I think back of the stuff that I had, like my Tinker Toys, my Erector set, stuff that got thrown out, and I was like, oh, if I had that today. And games. I got a friend that has every board game ever made back in the 50s. And most of them are still sealed. Because his father was a bit of a collector. So what his father would do, he would buy 2. Whatever game it was, like Parcheesi. One you could play, one got put away. And my buddy had like floor to ceiling shelves in his bedroom. And it looked like a toy store. Floor to ceiling, brand new, never opened games. Because his father always bought 2. One to play, one to save. He's still got them today. I keep telling him, why don't you get them appraised? Oh, I don't want to part with my games. You're 73 years old. I'm sure you could use the money. Jesus. Right about now, I would be parting with that stuff. Especially after the fucking gas bill that I got. Now, here's a good one for you. Where I get my medication at the hospital, they have a free delivery service. I look out the window this morning. There's an inch of snow. I don't feel like driving to Parma. Now, it's 20 minutes. I don't feel like driving because people are assholes in this weather, you know. So I called for my prescriptions. And I says, you know, can I get those delivered? Oh, yes, no problem. That was around 9 o'clock this morning. Usually, because I use them a couple of times, usually around noon, you will get a confirmation that it's leaving the pharmacy. That's what they get. You get an email, leaving the pharmacy. And the neat thing is they have a tracker. You can see every stop. And it will slowly move along, you know, a road map. And when it stops, a little red beacon will flash. And then when it starts back up, you have this little green, you know. So I'm waiting for my confirmation. And it's getting like 2 o'clock. And I haven't heard from the pharmacy. Now, I did get an email that said prescription filled. Okay. Then I get a receipt. Because can't leave the pharmacy if it ain't paid for. So I get it. I get the receipt. Okay. I'm waiting for the email that says, you know, left the pharmacy. It gets to be 3 o'clock. Now, they deliver until 9. I'm not too worried. 4 o'clock, my phone rings. I look down, it says, pharmacy. Uh-oh. I'm not getting a good feeling about this. So the girl says, I have some bad news. He says, what's the bad news? Due to inclement weather, the delivery service is shut down. It's a what? Inclement weather? Now, it snowed in the morning. Around noon, it stopped. There's an inch of snow. Inclement weather. I looked out the window. I was like, is there like a blizzard that came by when I wasn't paying attention? No, sun is shining. Inclement weather. Now, this is a third-party delivery service. The hospital pays them, okay? I'm thinking, what about people that are in dire need of their refill? And the delivery service does not work on weekends, which means you can't get your medication until Monday. I says to the pharmacist, I think you need to look into another delivery service, because if they can't deliver medication to people that might be in dire need with an inch of snow, what's going to happen if we really get bad weather? And then I asked the pharmacist, when did they shut down? He says, well, I don't know, because we got the call from the main, because they deliver out of all the pharmacies for the hospital. What do they got? One vehicle? One vehicle per hospital? That's the impression I get. Evidently, they don't have any backup. They have no backup plan. Inclement weather. Now, luckily for me, I really don't need it till tomorrow night. So, I'm going to be driving up to the pharmacy tomorrow morning. I really didn't want to, because I did not plan on going anywhere. It's not so much the snow. It's 27 degrees. And I cannot take the cold. I had to make a quick dash up to the corner. And just cleaning the snow off my truck and driving up to the corner and back, my hands and feet were numb. Now tomorrow what I'll do, I'll warm the truck up because it's already clean, because we're not supposed to be getting more snow tonight. And I'll drive up to the pharmacy and get my medication and have a little chat with the pharmacist. But what about people that basically, like, say, last night, they took the last of their medication, and they need that medication today. And they have no way of getting there. I'm going to ask the pharmacist, do they call like DoorDash or somebody to do a couple of one-off deliveries? Do they have evidently they don't have a backup plan. If it was me, I would have alternating services. A and B. January, A does delivery. February, B. Then A, then B. A and B, back and forth. And have the understanding that if one service, for some unknown reason, would go down, can the other service step in to take over? I couldn't believe it when I heard inclement weather. I got up and looked out the window. I thought maybe a big blizzard blew through, and I didn't hear it. I couldn't believe it. In today's generation, today's world, you can't be this way. If you are a delivery service, you need to be prepared. You can't just shut down. And if they only have one vehicle per hospital, you need to have some backup vehicles on standby. Or rent something. You can't just call in and go, hey, my van broke down. Screw you. Screw all the people that are in dire need of their medication. I don't know whether to trust this outfit. I mean, I don't need to have it delivered. 99.9% of the time, I'll drive to Parma and get it. Straight up 130 at the snow road. 20 minutes max, one way. I just didn't want to drive in this. And it's not so much me. It's the other idiots on the road that don't realize, hey, there's ice and snow out here. You get these people, they think because they've got all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, they're invincible. I don't care if you got four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. It don't work on ice. I've seen back in the day when I would be driving, like driving for the limousine service. I'd be on the freeway. Some guy would blow past me in an SUV. And then about half a mile down the road, you're like laughing at him because he's off in a ditch. That's what bothers me. It's not my driving. It's the assholes that think it's, the middle of June out there. I can't afford to lose a vehicle. I'm down one the way it is. Usually I always got a backup vehicle. I'll either, a couple days a week I'll drive the shit box, and a couple days a week I'll drive the Rav, I don't have the Rav. I don't have a backup vehicle. I can't afford to have some asshole, run into me. But I couldn't believe it. Inclement weather. Sorry, we can't deliver your drugs. Inclement weather. What would they call a blizzard? I'm going to have a little chat with the pharmacist tomorrow. I'm going to ask him, who is this outfit, first of all? And what do they only have one delivery vehicle for the hospital? I know some of you people are going, hey, it's free. What are you bitching about? In this day of age, you can't be unreliable. If you're providing a delivery service to shut-ins, you cannot just say, oh, we got an inch of snow. I can't drive in it. Sorry. See, at least I can go pick my medication up. I didn't want to, but now I have to. But it's not like I don't have transportation. I got to thinking about the people that basically have no transportation, have nobody that can run the errand for them to go get their medication, and the people that basically are in dire need of it. These doctors today, man, they figure it out to the day, almost to the hour sometimes. Matter of fact, I made the comment to my pain management doctor. I said, when you write a prescription, do you take in consideration some months have 31 days? He's like, no. I said, well, there are times I run out on day 30. And I can't refill until the 3rd. I need that extra day. Or 2 days. Now he figures mine not as tight. But some doctors, they don't care. But to get a phone call, sorry, we can't deliver your prescription because of inclement weather. What kind of delivery service are you using? See, when she delivered last month, I didn't pay attention to what kind of vehicle. Now, I don't know if it would be the same person, or I mainly want to find out who this service is. Because it's obvious they can't handle the job. If 1 inch of snow shuts your business down, you're in the wrong line of work. Because you've got people depending on you. My buddy's grandson, every now and then, to make a few extra bucks, will do DoorDash. And then there's it's a grocery delivery. I can't remember what the name of it is. And he makes pretty decent money. But you cannot be undependable with DoorDash or whatever this Instacart or something. I think that's what it is, Instacart. He'll deliver groceries. You can't be undependable. You got people waiting for their food, like DoorDash. People are fucking hungry. Where's my dinner? Where's my dinner? Where is he? Where is he? And this Instacart is grocery delivery. I never heard of it. He goes, He was over one day. I was having a cup of coffee with my buddy. His grandson come in. He had to take a piss, I said, what's your big hurry? He says, I'm doing Instacart. I said, what the hell is Instacart? He goes, tell Grandpa to explain it to you. I gotta go. And he said, it's grocery delivery service. Matter of fact, he says to me, you shop at Mark's all the time. You didn't see any of the signs? No. Well, when I went to Mark's the other day, I paid attention. Instacart. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, you phone in your order, or you use the app. And then you have a secret shopper in the store pulling your list, and then they deliver it to you, which is a nice feature for seniors that can't get out. But it would be my luck, like today. I'd have an empty refrigerator. I'd app my order. Apps. And then get a phone call back. Sorry. There's an inch of snow out. We can't get your groceries to you. I'd be deleting the fucking app. And then this bullshit with the apps. I don't want to clog my phone with 500,000 apps. I noticed when I was at Mark's the other day, certain items had a pretty decent discounted price. If you used the app. I don't want an app. But in order to get a discount, when you get to the register, you have to somehow present your app at the register. You know, it's like back in the day, rebates. Oh, rebates used to piss me off. In order to get the rebate, you have to send your receipt in. And then you get a credit or a check. I don't know. I never. If you're going to give me money off, give it to me now. I don't want to wait a month or 2 months while you process my receipt. Yeah, rebate. It's almost as bad as back in the day coupons. It would never fail. I'd be in the checkout line, and this old bitch would be in front of me trying to find her coupons. Oh, I know it was in here. You know, they had an accordion file that filed out as long as their arm. I know it's in here. Hold on. I know it's in here. I know it's in here. I used to tell my buddy's wife, carry an envelope, and when you get whatever item it is, put the coupon in the envelope and put the envelope in your pocket. That way when you get to the register, you just hand the girl all the coupons from the envelope. Not pull out your accordion file. I know it's in here somewhere. I know it's in here somewhere. It's in one of these folders. Oh, she went crazy with coupons. And then it never failed. She'd have a couple that are expired. And then argue with the cashier. Can't you just put it through anyway? No. What do you mean? I got the coupon. The coupon expired 6 months ago, you bitch. They've slowly done away with coupons. Very rarely do you get a coupon anymore. The only time I get a coupon is like when I get my thing from Chewy. I used to order a lot on Chewy. But then, you know, the minimum kept going up and up and up. Well, you know, I don't need to order $100 worth of cat food and cat supplies just in order to use the coupon. I got an envelope out on the counter. Come in the mail the other day. I haven't even bothered to open it. Because it'll be like $5 off a bag of cat litter if you order, you know, $260 worth of merchandise. I'm not going to order $260 worth of merchandise to get $5 off. Jeez. Almost as bad as downloading an app. One of these days I'll show you my other phone. It came from the factory with about 200 apps in it. Preloaded now. The only thing is, half of the places where I would need an app, that one's not preloaded, like Mark's. There ain't no Mark's app. There ain't no gigantic eaglet app. There ain't no homeless depot app. I'm not going to download it. I don't need that 10 cents off that bad. Same thing. Every fast food place has an app. And it never fails. It'll be like, buy one $6 burger, get the other one free if you order on the app. I don't want the app. I don't need to clog the memory of my phone with a bunch of apps. But my buddy's daughter, oh, Jesus. She must have every app imaginable on her phone. I'm like, you wonder why you're out of memory. It's wasted on all them apps. Oh, I save money on these apps. The app that drives me crazy is the app she has for her appliances. Oh, yeah. She can turn on her stove. She can turn on her washer, her dryer. When she's grocery shopping, she can look inside her refrigerator. I'm like, oh my God. Are we that lazy that we have to have an app turn the oven on? Takes too long to set the timer. Oh, I won't set the timer. It'll take me 2 minutes. I'll have the app turn the oven on. Yeah, she can turn on her oven, turn on her dishwasher, turn on her washer, turn on her dryer. She can even turn lights on and off in the house. She can adjust her thermostat. She was showing me this shit one day. Hey, look at this. I was like, Jesus. And then, like I said to her, just remember, when that shit breaks, how expensive it's going to be to fix. Yeah. She's got a refrigerator that has a built-in monitor. She can watch TV sitting at the dinner table. Me, I watch TV sitting in bed. I don't need to watch my refrigerator. Yeah, they have a refrigerator with a monitor in it. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. A refrigerator with a monitor. Well, flat screen TV, not a monitor. A flat screen TV. A refrigerator has a built-in flat screen TV. You paid how much for that refrigerator? It would have been cheaper to buy a refrigerator and a flat screen TV for the counter. No. That would take up too much counter space. Oh, I couldn't believe when she told me that. If you had a small flat screen TV on your kitchen counter, it would take up too much counter space. So we bought like a $4,000 refrigerator so that we could watch TV looking at the refrigerator door. Oh my God, these appliances today. That's like the one day when I was at the homeless depot. I decided to wander over to the appliance department. And I looked in this washer. And I says to the sales girl, I said, hey, what do you got a washer that hasn't been completed at the factory? She said, what do you mean? I said, there's no agitator in there. Mine? Oh. I got an agitator, looks like it came off the Queen Mary. This thing had a little dish in the bottom. It was about the size of a 9-inch dinner plate with a couple of fins on it. I says, how the hell does that little stupid thing agitate your laundry? Oh, believe me, this is the top of the line, you know. Agitators are supposed to churn your clothes. No, this looked like a little flying saucer in the bottom of the goddamn washing machine. And then there's a drawer on top of it. It takes a whole jug of laundry detergent, a whole jug of fabric softener, a whole jug of bleach, all automatic. You push a button, it dispenses. I'm like, you can't pour in some detergent? You can't pour in a little bleach? Can't put in a little fabric softener? No. I said, just remember one thing. When that breaks, it will cost you as much as you paid for that washer to get it fixed. Because they always break right out of warranty. Like my RCA TV. Had I not bought the extended warranty from Sylvia, I'd have been screwed. As a matter of fact, I'm still waiting for the reply to my letter that I sent a month ago to RCA. Yeah, it's been over a month. No response. And I think it was because I didn't include an email address. Because now some poor secretary has to type me a letter. And that's why I'm not getting a response. Because nobody wants to sit down and type Grumpy a letter. Would have been easy to blow me off on an email. Although, they probably passed my letter around one day during lunch, and everybody got a good laugh. Hey, look at this. We got a letter from the grumpy old man bitching about our quality of our Chinese-made TV sets. Yeah. I guess I pissed them off. Oh, I was not kind. They probably threw it in the garbage. It was a blistering letter, believe me. Well, I told them, I said, at one time, you were the world leader in radios and televisions. You were known for outstanding quality and longevity. Now you build cheap Chinese crap. I thought at least with me saying, hey, 2.5 years and it died, I'd have got a response. Nope. Like you say, they don't care. Big, huge corporation, they don't give a fuck. So we got one pissed off customer. Who cares? I think what I should have put in, embellished it a little bit. Told them, I have an extremely influential YouTube following, and I'm going to badmouth the quality of your cheap Chinese crap. Maybe I'd have got an answer. Either that or they'd have gone looking and went, 52 subscribers? Is he fucking kidding us? Throw that letter in the garbage. Would have been worth a shot. But see, sometime something like that could work. Because these corporations know the influence that social media has on people and products. And the last thing they would want is to be badmouthed on social media. But then again, they could care less. Because it's been over a month. And believe me, I gargled the corporate office address. and I double gargled it. I used gargle, and I used whatever the hell Microhard calls their web browser. I used them both just to make sure I had the right address. Although they probably went, a letter? You gotta be kidding. They want us to read this? We're not used to reading letters. We only read emails because they're short and concise, not multiple pages. It took a long time to compose that letter. You'd think I would have got something. Although they probably think I want, my money back. But nope. Over a month. They don't care. That's the way it is today. Back in the day, they cared. If you complained, they were right on it. It was like, ooh, we got to take care of this person and make them happy. Today, who gives a shit? And it's obvious by not getting a response to a letter that I took time to write. Oh, I could have shot him an email. There was an email address. I figured I would take the time, write a letter, and maybe it would get someone's attention. Didn't work. Screw you, Grumpy. Oh well. Let's get some outro music going here. No. Don't start. Don't start. This tablet got a mind of its own. The days when music was music. You could understand the words. No cussing, swearing. Hard to believe how old this song is. And it still really is catchy. This is from WDWL. Well, friends, Grumpy and the Bird will meet you again tomorrow night. Same station, maybe around the same time. I lost my clicker. Oh. And like the song says, we will meet you again tomorrow night. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. From the Grumpy Old Man and the Grumpy Vulture. See ya.